Navy SEALs fast rope onto moving tanker. 73 minutes later, China loses 2.4 million barrels of oil. Saturday, 4:23 a.m., Malacca Strait. 180 nautical miles northwest of Singapore, the MT Prosperity Dragon steams south at 14 knots carrying cargo Beijing desperately needed. Iranian crude oil purchased in violation of international sanctions. 2.4 million barrels worth $210 million, destined for Chinese Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The tanker's captain believed his vessel was safe, believed American forces wouldn't intercept commercial shipping, believed international law protected civilian vessels even during conflict, was about to learn that strategic cargo loses civilian protection, that American forces were tracking him for 11 days, that the Malacca Strait had become a kill zone where Chinese economic lifelines could be severed. USS Makin Island amphibious assault ship positioned 40 miles west had been shadowing the tanker since it left Bandar Abbas. Her Marine Expeditionary Unit included Navy SEAL Team 5, 24 operators trained extensively in maritime interdiction operations. Visit, board, search, and seizure procedures practiced hundreds of times. They'd conducted this exact mission profile against Somali pirates, against Iranian smugglers, against drug traffickers, but never against vessel belonging to peer competitor. Never with stakes this high, never knowing that failure meant strategic oil reaches China. Success meant economic warfare escalation neither nation wanted, but both were willing to wage. American intelligence had tracked the cargo from Iranian loading terminal through satellite surveillance, knew exactly what the tanker carried, knew the route, knew the destination. Strategic oil purchases were China's vulnerability. Domestic production couldn't meet demand. Imports were essential. Disrupting those imports created leverage. Applied pressure, changed calculations. The Prosperity Dragon represented test case. Could America interdict Chinese strategic commerce without triggering military escalation? Would China accept economic losses to avoid broader conflict? The answers would emerge in the next few hours as SEALs prepared to board. Authorization came at 4:11 a.m. from PACOM. Code word, Harvest Moon, intercept vessel, seize cargo, detain crew, redirect tanker to American-controlled port. The operation was legal under wartime commerce interdiction rules, was provocative under any standard, was calculated to hurt Chinese economy while avoiding direct military confrontation. Strategic warfare through economic targeting. The SEALs received mission brief, studied tanker layout, identified bridge, engine room, crew quarters, likely resistance points, planned entry routes, prepared equipment. By 4:20 a.m., they were ready. What's your tactical assessment? Type A for boarding and seizure to deny strategic cargo. Type C for sinking the tanker to prevent any chance of cargo reaching China. Comment your decision. MH-60S Seahawk helicopters launched from Makin Island at 4:23 a.m. 2 aircraft, each carrying 12 SEALs, flying nap of the earth at 50 feet above dark water. No lights, using night vision. The tanker's radar couldn't detect them at that altitude, wouldn't see them until helicopters were directly overhead. The element of surprise was total. Chinese crew had no warning, no preparation, no opportunity to scuttle cargo or call for help. American electronic warfare was jamming all communications from the ship. The tanker was isolated, blind, about to be boarded by the most elite maritime assault force on Earth. Subscribe now for complete tactical breakdown of this unprecedented tanker seizure operation. This analysis reveals details and strategic implications other sources won't cover. First helicopter reached the Prosperity Dragon at 4:31 a.m., hovered 60 feet above the bridge. SEALs fast roped down, 12 operators in 38 seconds. Breached the bridge door with explosive charge. Flash bang through the opening. Entry team followed. 4 Chinese officers on the bridge. All stunned, all secured in 90 seconds. Flex cuffs applied, no resistance, no shots fired. The bridge was American control before ship's captain understood what was happening. Second helicopter deployed its team onto the main deck near engine room access. 12 more SEALs, spreading through the ship, clearing compartments, securing crew. The assault was textbook, overwhelming. professional. Chinese crew of 43 sailors was assembled on deck within 18 minutes, hands zip-tied, seated in rows, guarded by 4 SEALs. The remaining operators cleared below-deck spaces, found no weapons, no resistance. Merchant sailors weren't trained to fight, weren't equipped to fight, surrendered when confronted by armed commandos appearing from darkness. The seizure was complete by 4:49 a.m., 26 minutes from first helicopter arrival to full control. American prize crew would arrive by 5:30 a.m. to navigate the tanker. For now, SEALs held the ship, secured the cargo, waited. USS Mustin DDG-89 approached the tanker at 5:14 a.m. Arleigh Burke-class destroyer providing security and fire support if needed. Her crew had tracked the boarding operation through tactical radio, knew the SEALs had succeeded, knew the ship was secure, positioned alongside to transfer American merchant marine officers who would crew the Seas vessel. The prize crew numbered 12, qualified tanker operators, former Navy, current civilian mariners contracted for exactly this contingency. They'd sail the Prosperity Dragon to Subic Bay under American control. Chinese captain was interrogated on the bridge at 5:27 a.m. through Mandarin-speaking SEAL interpreter. Where did cargo load? What was the manifest? What were the orders? Who authorized the purchase? The captain cooperated. Merchant sailor, not military, no loyalty worth dying for. Answered every question. Confirmed Iranian origin, confirmed Chinese government purchase, confirmed sanctions violation. His testimony would be evidence in international proceedings. His cooperation was noted, would be reported, might reduce his eventual criminal charges. Prize crew took control at 5:36 a.m. American merchant captain relieved Chinese captain of command, took the bridge, examined ship systems, engines operational, navigation functional, cargo secure, plotted course for Subic Bay, 780 nautical miles northeast, 48 hours sailing time. USS Mustin would escort throughout. Additional American destroyers would join at intervals. The convoy would be protected. The cargo would arrive. China would lose 2.4 million barrels of strategically vital oil, and America would send message. Chinese sea lanes aren't safe. Chinese commerce is vulnerable. Economic warfare had begun. What should happen to the seized Iranian oil and Chinese crew? Comment your assessment below. Chinese government learned of the seizure at 7:43 a.m. Beijing time, 3 hours after SEALs boarded. First reports came from international shipping tracking services showing Prosperity Dragon changing course, then from maritime insurance companies, then from CNN showing footage of American destroyer escorting Chinese tanker. The humiliation was immediate and public. Strategic cargo seized, crew detained, vessel under American control. The economic impact was serious. 2.4 million barrels represented 6 days of crude imports. Modest but meaningful, the political impact was worse. Demonstrated American willingness to target Chinese commerce directly, created precedent for additional seizures, made Chinese shipping vulnerable across global sea lanes America controlled. International law arguments began immediately. China claimed illegal piracy, demanded immediate release of vessel and crew. America cited wartime commerce interdiction rules, noted Iranian sanctions violations, argued that strategic cargo lost civilian protection during conflict. Legal scholars would debate for months. Meanwhile, the tanker steamed toward Philippines under American control. Possession was 9/10 of law. China would need to recover vessel by force or negotiation. Force meant military escalation. Negotiation meant accepting precedent. Neither option was good. Regional allies watched the seizure with interest. Singapore quietly approved American action that reduced Chinese energy security. Japan noted effectiveness of maritime interdiction strategy. South Korea saw opportunity to pressure Chinese trade dependencies. The demonstration effect extended beyond immediate operation, showed that American naval power could strangle Chinese commerce, could target strategic imports, could wage economic warfare through maritime dominance. The capability shifted regional calculations about Chinese power projection and vulnerability. Don't miss the strategic implications and economic warfare aspects. Subscribe and enable notifications for continuing analysis of this developing situation. Iranian reaction was muted. Tehran had already been paid for the oil. Loss was China's problem, not Iran's. But the seizure demonstrated that sanctions violations weren't safe even when dealing with major powers. American willingness to intercept commercial vessels meant Iranian oil exports remained vulnerable. The enforcement wasn't just against weak nations, it was against anyone violating American interests. The deterrent effect would impact future Iranian sales, would complicate Chinese procurement, would raise insurance costs for sanctioned cargo. American prize crews sailed the Prosperity Dragon professionally, maintained ship systems, ensured cargo security, treated detained Chinese crew correctly per international law, fed them, provided medical care when requested, allowed Red Cross communication with families, but kept them secured and under guard. The 43 Chinese sailors were evidence, witnesses, intelligence sources. Each knew something about Chinese shipping operations, procurement networks, command structures. The information they provided during detention would inform future American operations targeting Chinese commerce. Seized cargo's legal status was complex. Iranian oil sold to China, captured by America. Who owned it? International courts would decide eventually. Meanwhile, America held physical possession, could sell it, could donate it to allies, could destroy it if necessary to prevent Chinese recovery. The 2.4 million barrels had value beyond $210 million price, had strategic value in denying China resources, had economic value in selling to others, had diplomatic value in negotiations. Physical control of the oil gave America options. China had only demands that couldn't be enforced without escalation nobody wanted. Prosperity Dragon arrived at Subic Bay at 6:14 a.m. Monday, 47 hours after seizure, escorted by USS Mustin and 2 additional destroyers that joined the convoy. Philippine Coast Guard vessels met them at territorial waters, guided the tanker to designated anchorage. Chinese crew was transferred to American custody ashore. Interrogation continued. Cargo remained aboard pending legal determination. The vessel sat at anchor, flying American flag, under American armed guard, visible symbol of economic warfare being waged alongside military standoff. Chinese strategic planners faced immediate crisis. Prosperity Dragon was just one vessel, but dozens more tankers carrying Iranian and Russian oil were transiting to China monthly. All were now potential American targets. All were vulnerable to interdiction in international waters. Chinese couldn't escort every commercial vessel, couldn't protect global shipping routes, couldn't prevent American seizures without triggering military escalation. The economic warfare asymmetry favored America completely. Naval dominance enabled commerce denial. China had no effective counter except accepting losses or starting wider war. This level of operational and strategic detail requires extensive expertise. Support this channel with a like if this tanker seizure analysis provided real understanding. American domestic reaction was positive. Media showed Chinese tanker under American control. Strategic cargo denied to adversary. No American casualties. Clean professional operation. Political support for maritime interdiction strategy increased. Congress authorized additional funding for naval operations. Public approved of economic pressure that avoided direct military conflict. The success-validated approach justified continued operations, built momentum toward comprehensive maritime strategy targeting Chinese vulnerabilities. Insurance implications were immediate and severe. Lloyd's of London increased premiums for vessels trading with China by 340%. Coverage for strategic cargo through contested waters became prohibitively expensive. Some insurers refused coverage entirely. The commercial impact exceeded direct seizure, made Chinese imports more costly, created uncertainty in supply chains, applied economic pressure through market mechanisms amplifying American naval action. The strategic effect multiplied beyond single vessel. Future Chinese tankers faced impossible choice: risk interdiction and seizure, or avoid American naval presence zones. Avoiding meant longer routes, higher costs, reduced efficiency. Accepting risk meant potential cargo loss. Either option hurt Chinese economy, created expenses, reduced reliability. The calculus had changed. American maritime interdiction capability transformed Chinese commercial shipping from routine operation to strategic vulnerability, requiring difficult trade-offs. Future Chinese tankers faced impossible choice: risk interdiction and seizure, or avoid American naval presence zones. Avoiding meant longer routes, higher costs, reduced efficiency. Accepting risk meant potential cargo loss. Either option hurt Chinese economy, created expenses, reduced reliability. The calculus had changed. American maritime interdiction capability transformed Chinese commercial shipping from routine operation to strategic vulnerability, requiring difficult trade-offs. SEAL Team 5's performance validated years of maritime interdiction training. The operators conducted boarding under darkness against moving target, secured vessel in 26 minutes, 0 casualties on either side, 0 damage to ship or cargo. The professional execution was product of extensive preparation, weekly training, monthly exercises, quarterly mission rehearsals. The institutional competence couldn't be replicated quickly, gave America capability China couldn't match, made future seizures operationally feasible. The success on Saturday morning was decades of training paying dividends in single operation. Naval intelligence exploitation of captured vessel began immediately upon arrival Subic Bay. Technical teams examined ship systems, communication equipment, navigation computers. Electronic warfare specialists analyzed frequencies and encryption. Every system revealed information about Chinese merchant marine operations, procurement networks, supply chains, insurance arrangements, command relationships between commercial vessels and government agencies. The intelligence gathered from Prosperity Dragon would inform future interdiction operations, make them more effective, more targeted, more damaging to Chinese strategic interests. American submarine operations supported the seizure invisibly. USS Hawaii, positioned east of Malacca Strait throughout, tracked potential Chinese naval response, would have intercepted any vessels attempting to rescue Prosperity Dragon. Her presence wasn't announced, wasn't visible, but was critical to operation success. Ensured SEALs could conduct boarding without threat of Chinese military interference. The subsurface dimension of maritime interdiction operations was essential, made surface seizures safer, more feasible, more sustainable. American submarine operations supported the seizure invisibly. USS Hawaii, positioned east of Malacca Strait throughout, tracked potential Chinese naval response, would have intercepted any vessels attempting to rescue Prosperity Dragon. Her presence wasn't announced, wasn't visible, but was critical to operation success. Ensured SEALs could conduct boarding without threat of Chinese military interference. The subsurface dimension of maritime interdiction operations was essential, made surface seizures safer, more feasible, more sustainable. Economic warfare through maritime interdiction represented fundamental shift in strategic approach. Previous conflicts avoided targeting commercial shipping extensively. Prosperity Dragon seizure broke that restraint deliberately, demonstrated American willingness to wage economic war alongside military operations. The approach leveraged American naval superiority to create economic pressure without direct combat, made Chinese maritime commerce a viable target, created new domain of conflict where American advantages were overwhelming and Chinese vulnerabilities were exploitable through operations like Saturday morning seizure. Diplomatic efforts to establish rules for commercial vessel protection began immediately. China proposed international agreements protecting civilian shipping during conflict. America argued strategic cargo justified interdiction. Neutral nations sought clarity on what protection they could expect. The negotiations would continue indefinitely. Meanwhile, American forces had established precedent through action, had demonstrated capability, had proven willingness. The diplomatic debate couldn't reverse operational reality. Chinese commerce was vulnerable. American Navy could enforce that vulnerability. Saturday morning proved it. Saturday at 4:23 a.m., SEALs fast roped onto moving tanker. By 5:36 a.m., vessel was under American control. By Monday morning, cargo was secured at Subic Bay. 73 minutes of operation, 48 hours of transit, 1 tanker seized, 2.4 million barrels denied to China, $210 million lost, strategic supply disrupted, message delivered. American naval power wasn't just military, was an economic weapon, could target commerce, could seize cargo, could wage strategic warfare through maritime dominance. The Prosperity Dragon proved concept. More seizures would follow. Chinese sea lanes were contested. American interdiction was real. Economic warfare was operational. And China had no effective response except escalation nobody wanted or acceptance nobody liked. Saturday morning changed the rules, made Chinese vulnerable, demonstrated American capability, seized tanker, secured cargo, one round of strategic competition without firing shot. That's maritime power. That's economic warfare. That's how America uses naval dominance to achieve strategic objectives. And China learned it through loss of vessel and cargo they couldn't protect or recover. What happens to future Chinese oil shipments? Will America seize more vessels? Comment your strategic predictions. Your engagement shapes our coverage. Every comment, every like, every subscription, enable notifications. This operation continues developing. Legal proceedings starting. More seizures possible. Chinese response being planned. This channel tracks every development, every strategic implication, every tactical lesson. Saturday's seizure was first, won't be last. You need to understand the pattern, the strategy, the implications. Subscribe now and stay informed.